Welcome back, everyone. TV5 News at 9. Time now for Aging in Style with American Retirement Advisors. Joining us now, we have President Owner Joe Vitale. Joe, good to see you.
Good morning, Blake. How are you?
I'm doing well, thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, so don't forget to get Joe's newsletter, Financial Vitals, the latest market trends, financial news. All you need is right in this QR code right here. You just got to scan it to get access. Today's topic, though, is concerns for retirement planning in 2024. It could be stressful, maybe even worrisome, and we want to address those concerns head on. So let's start with Medicare. Joe, will premiums be going up this year?
They did. They went up about $10 a month, just under. So just over 6%. Nothing crazy, but inflation, right? So everything kind of goes up with it.
And so pensions, are those really going to be our next big retirement benefit?
We wish, right? I mean, that's something that pensions you're seeing go away. We still see some with the big three. We still see some with like the Carpenters Union and the Electrical Union. But I'm going to tell you this, especially one of my clients right now is Ford retiree. He's got the nice lump sum. If you can take the lump sum, that way you own it. And you at least have beneficiaries for your kids if you and your wife pass early or your spouse, that's the way to do it. So we do the calculations to see when the best way to do it. So if you're fortunate enough to have a pension, sometimes you can't do the lump sum. It's awesome to have that, but if there's options, we look at those.
And just to go off your comment you made, we're not seeing much of them really much anymore.
Right,
As, my dad got his, so I don't know if that'll be something for me.
Right.
Well, we'll see. So where should people live in retirement, and how can someone make sure they have enough funds? Are we talking about location here, or just like comfortability?
A nice warm climate, no?
I know, right?
Well, a lot of people say, well, Joe, I want to get out of this house or this condo. I want to move here. Well, is it comfortable? I mean, are you comfortable? Can you maintain it? Does it bring you joy? Can you still go away and do the things you want to do? So it's all about what makes the most sense by the family. A lot of people say, well, I should just sell this and move into something smaller. Well, does it make sense? So every situation is a little bit different. Some people like to, they don't have to, I want to find a place in Florida or Arizona, or just take it for a month at a time. So a lot of times you see people say, well, I'm moving to a state that has no taxes, right? You see that all the time too. Here it's not too bad. So Michigan is one of the states that the state sales tax isn't too bad. But some states, of course, have no sales tax, so that's nice too.
Those are so nice. I've been to the ones where they're double digits. So no, thank you.
Thank you. No, I'll stay away from it.
So are there any concerns about people sticking with or maybe having new passions in retirement?
Huge. I mean, that's the biggest thing. Is a lot of times people say, well, I really need to retire. Now, why? Is it because of stress? Is it because you need to get out of there? And the question I always say is, what is your hobby going to be? What are you going to do in retirement? You better do something, because I have one of my clients where the wife retired early, and then husband starts to retire, and they're like this, right? You have to find something, because you don't want to be in their grill every day, telling them what to do. So make sure you have a hobby, something to keep you busy. Just enjoy. One of my clients, he actually redid this, took 2 years, had this old 200-year-old safe, and just redid it beautifully. So have something that brings you joy. Do together, do on your own. Just always have something, because then you can enjoy it. You don't want to retire just to sit at home and watch TV all the time. It's not going to bring you joy.
What's the point then?
Yeah, exactly. You want to keep busy.
So your thoughts on whether the current administration, or if there is a new administration, there's been discussions about raising the retirement age. So what would you say to those and affecting people over 65?
It's very possible, right? You remember, look at the old days when Social Security came about. 65 was a full retirement age. Now it's 67, but for full retirement age is going to 67, and then of course 70 is when the Social Security ramp up the highest. I think it's probable you're going to see that, because the Social Security Administration, the funds are running out, and people aren't working as much as they should to help pay for it. So you're going to see that. I think they're going to start to tax Social Security even more so. They're going to make it means tested. There's a lot of legislation pending on the books that is already written, and it's just a matter of if it's going to go into law or not. So we have to be aware of these things. That's why we talk about tax-free strategies, because if you don't have tax-free strategies, your Social Security, all of it's going to be taxable. You're going to be paying taxes left and right. So you want to look at ways to kind of say, if it doesn't happen, great. But if it does, let's try to get ahead of the curve.
Absolutely. Better prepared than sorry. Retirement planning could be confusing for some. So where do you suggest is the best place to start?
You know, I think if you're a couple years out, it's always good to, you know, while you're working, throw as much as possible into your 401ks. Make sure you can do Roths if you can. If you say, Joe, I got extra money, I can't do Roths, we sit down with you, look at different programs to go tax-free. But especially a couple years before retirement, really important to get a good plan together. One of my good friends from church, who's actually an engineer, you know, 65 years old, and we're talking right now because he's an engineer. He's smart as all get out.
Yeah.
I'm not an engineer. I can't do what he does. I can do a spreadsheet for him, right? But he says, Joe, I don't have time to do this. I need somebody who I can trust. Help me with this. That you need to have that plan, and I do a roadmap for the next 30 years, 30, 40 years, showing you what it's going to look like. Will the money last? The most tax efficient way to do it at reasonable rates of return without blowing a lot of smoke.
Right.
That way you have that peace of mind where you can transition. Yeah.
All right, lots of options and things to consider, Joe. We appreciate your time this morning.
My pleasure, Blake.
All right. And before you go, don't forget to get those market updates and more through Joe's newsletter, Financial Vitals. For more information on today's topic, you can also find it in the Aging in Style page on WNEM.com.